good morning, everybody. Mark Miller here. Got a cough drop in my mouth. I am feeling just a little bit under the weather. Got, I think, hit with something when I came back from the plane. You know, maybe I didn't wash my hands, every single moment I should have. As a result, a little bit sick, but not too much to worry about. We're going to push through. I have a simple show kind of today, I think. Rory's not here. I'm a little bit under the weather, so we'll kind of push through and maybe go for about an hour, see how I feel. Today's show, we're going to, you know what? I'm taking the cough drop out because I can talk way better with it out. We're going to... Seriously, make some respect. If only Six Positive were here to teach them a lesson.
Sex Positive in the house.
Hey, Sex Positive. Welcome. We're on episode 155 here today. I just checked in some code. I noticed a bug in let's do this, EP-155- begin. Push that tag out there. I moved the clock from the front layer to the back because I realized, here I'll show you kind of the essence of where we're going here with this. What we kind of had a slight Z order problem here. I think the player data has already been initialized. Let's see if we switch over here. That's not working. Let me reinitialize, try one more time. Am I switching over? I'm not switching to the different views, but let's go ahead and we'll move over there manually there. So we've got Fred in the shot. I realized that if we roll the dice and we have something on top, like the the weapons, like for example, Ava has got her greatsword right there. Well, we want the dice to show up behind those. We want these on top, but we want the dice on top of the clock, and the clock was on the front layer, so I moved it to the back layer, and that's kind of just a little bit of the change there. Added a few more assets. Let's see here. So now the wizard has got a wizard staff, and we have the ability to change the look of it just by switching the colors around for both the rod and the head. So, for example, here we switch to lightning lure. You can see a little bit different colors there. The meteor one's kind of red. And as I switch each one, and here's a ray of frost. So real simple changes there. They look kind of cool. And the other thing that's cool is when we expire it, it plays through to the end. Looks like our good friend C# Fritz is rating us. Fritz in the house with a party of 91. Holy cow, guys. Sex Positive says, mwahahahaha. Copper Beardy's here as well. Copper Beardy, glad you're out here. Yeah, we like that fanfare too. I like it too, C# Fritz. I'm kind of happy with it. Here's Copper Beardy. Copper Beardy's here, kids.
Copper Beardy is in the house.
Copper Beardy's in the house. What's up with the, looks like I've only got the front overlay stuff here working. Let's go switch back over into this view here. Let's change it here. We lose the front? Looks like we lost the front. Let's see if we send the data back over again, if that gets a little happier. No, let me do a refresh on the Dragon front overlay. Let's see what's going on there. So kids who are just coming in, I'm a little bit sick, a little under the weather today. So we got a kind of a simple show today. I think it'll be a little bit fun though. We're going to, here we go. Let's see that. Looks like that's working. Maybe I got an exception in here somewhere. Looks like it got something. It's showing up in the wrong place here. It's like oh, I know why, because I haven't clicked here yet. Now let's try it. There we go. So cool. So now we have, you can see the effects are kind of going around me here. This one's a little harder to see, but the fireballs are actually kind of going behind me as well. So I can kind of block the animation behind me, kind of move out of the way a little bit. So there's kind of this layering here to the animation and the connection here. I think with Ray of Frost, it's a little easier to see. There you go. You can see with Ray of Frost there spinning around me like that. Soren Muti is following. Thanks for that follow. So what we're doing here, kids, is we're building essentially the live visual graphic effects for a D&D game on Twitch. There'll be multiple players, and it's kind of a comedy D&D game. And when we will be able to do things like enter combat, and when we enter combat, we've got automatic initiative roll, so you can see that happening. All the players are happening there. So got some fire burning over there. I think the volume on that fire is a little bit too loud. And that's Fred over there, by the way, the iguana wearing the hood. That's Fred. He recently joined us in one of our practice games, and so he's with us. In fact, what we're going to do, one of the things that we can do on this here, if I come in here and say, let's inflict damage, I'm Merkin right here. That's me. If I say, let's inflict 22 points of damage, or let's do just 5. Here, let's start with like 5 points of damage right here. So we'll do that. Let's inflict the damage. There you can see a little bit of blood coming out there. Now, there's some symmetric thing going on. I think I got a bug somewhere. I got to look into that. Why is that initially symmetric the first time? I don't understand that, but I saw that yesterday too. It's almost as if we're shooting 2 of these out at once. Yeah, there's 2 going out at once. I'm not sure why. I got to double check and see what's going on with the inflict damage. It looks like we're doing 2 of those. That's 5. If we take it up to like 22, it's much bigger. Notice Fred, he's kind of chill through the whole thing. But what I want to do is I want Fred, when blood is headed his way, to lift his shield and block. Just an automatic thing I want him to do there. So that's kind of what I'm looking for right there, is when damage is inflicted, like a monster makes a hit or something like that, I want Fred to be able to block that. And maybe during the course of the show as well, we'll look and figure out why we have double blood shooting out instead of just 1. We're expecting only 1 there. But I'm pretty sure we're seeing 2 each time. And it's just a random kind of selection of which 2 we're going to see. So that's kind of what we're going to do. The assets for the shield, let me show you those. Here we go. This is working on a couple different weapons. Here's the longsword here. Have not added that yet. I've got the assets out here. I also have a PNG gauntlet running on these assets as well to shrink them down, shrink down their size. I think it's still complete here in this folder. Have not done the shield folder yet. Let's go work on that. So we'll get those cleared out. Here's the shield animation. Oh, I don't like this. I've got a bunch of empty frames here. I'm going to kill those. Looks like we don't actually start showing anything until 17, and then we're done at the end here. So let's clean up these. Let's take all these, delete these, and let's regenerate them. So I'm inside Adobe Premiere Pro. Here's where it starts, right about there. So let's do that. Let's double check where Fred is on this. Fred is there. I'm going to go back 1 frame actually from where that was. And go there. All right. And then when it drops, we're going to clean up the ending as well. So that's probably the last one there. All right. Now let's regenerate. We're going to get a lot fewer. We'll have fewer files, which is good. Let's close up the scroll so we can see more of what's going on out there. And let's go look at the generated images now. Much better, happier. Okay, cool. So there's the shield. The shield comes up, it kind of moves around a little bit, and then drops. There's no arm or anything on it. The idea is that the shield is going to block the view of the arm, so we won't need to create any other special kind of animation. By the way, for Fred, maybe I'm not sure if we're going to do this weekend or not, but I got a project with the kids where I bought some sharp kind of black nails and some blue paint, and we're going to paint the kids' hands blue and put the black nails on. And we're gonna just have the kids raise their hands up into the shot slowly with a green screen behind them, maybe twiddle their thumbs and then drop it back down. We're going to create some more animations for Fred. Maybe thumbs, come up here in a thumbs up or a thumbs down, that sort of thing. So that's our intentions for Fred, what we want to do. Brave Cobra's asking, shouldn't it have bloodstains on it at the end? Yeah, I thought about that and I decided not to, because I actually think it's a little bit funnier for there not to be any bloodstains. And of course, it's pretty tricky to do too. I was going to... yeah, he's the AI persona in the channel is what he is. What's cool is Fred is essentially voiced by our Dungeon Master, and Fred is kind of, he's an enthusiastic idiot. He doesn't say a lot, but you might ask him a question and his answer might be happy, like that or something like that. So Fred is going to be voiced by our DM, but our DM is also going to have a stream deck. Let me see if I can raise this up into the camera right here. It's kind of, I've got the... let me see if I can get a little bit more in here. Here's the stream deck that the Dungeon Master is going to have. And the Dungeon Master is going to be able to select different characters. Like there's Fred right up there next to my finger. And then click a thumbs up button. And then that animation we recorded with the kids where the hand comes up and gives a thumbs up will happen. So we'll be able to ask questions to Fred, like, Fred, should we go into battle? What do you think? And Fred will maybe do this or maybe do that or, communicate in subtle ways. I think also in a future show, we'll have him do thought bubbles and maybe speech bubbles as well. So the Dungeon Master can type something in quotes and then Fred will essentially say it, speak it, that sort of thing. Yeah, Brave Cobra says he's introvert. I get it. So I thought about the blood stains. And I thought, well, I can get it, but what if they don't line up? I can kind of make some in there. And, I thought about using particle effects as well. We've got a particle engine that we built on the show. And ultimately I thought, you know what? It's just funnier if he's trying to block, because he sees it coming in and then it comes down. That's my idea. I think it's going to be funny. That's what my hope is. So we kind of want that. We'll see how it looks. And maybe if we have to add bloodstains to it, we can add that and easily regenerate the assets with really no changes to the code. So those are the assets out there. That's in weapons /shield. Let's go back to the code and let's figure out how we're going to do this. Now, let's kind of follow this from the top down. Out here in main window, we have somewhere in here we've got I think something called inflict damage. And that's in character. That's not the real one I want. Although I can do what I can do is I can do a tab to next reference from here, and there's change health. Okay, apply damage health. Okay, so here's basically what we're doing. We're calling change player health in our class called the Hubtastic Base Station. Again, one of my contentions for one of the best named classes ever. It's Hubtastic. It's basically our SignalR conduit out to TypeScript, and we're calling change player health. And we're serializing I maybe jumped in a little too quickly, but we're calling serialize object on the damage or health change, whichever that is, and calling into this function, which goes in and does an invoke async on change player health. Now, on the TypeScript side of this thing, if we come into connection.ts, Genescu7 says, in next gen is some mixed reality assets. Let's say some spatial anchors. So bloodstains could be the thing with particle engine, for example. Ooh, kind of a cool idea. That's a cool idea. So we can kind of, as the piece moves, we can kind of, have a stain kind of generated and move with it. Speaking of which, let me show you something that I've been thinking about. This may happen on the show too. But if I come in and do like Chaos Bolt, like this, you can see around my shoulders, I've got this animation, and it's actually going behind my shoulders as well as in front of my shoulders, right? So I can kind of move, but the animation stays, it stays where it is on the screen. And what I was, and so as a result, as a player, when this comes up, I'm kind of, going to be still, because it doesn't make sense for me to, kind of do this to completely block the back animation, that sort of thing. So, but what I want to do is I want it to actually, as I move forward and get bigger, I want it to scale up. And as I go back and lean off to the side, I want it to kind of follow me, but follow me in a natural, organic way, which means I've got to be watching the video and figure out where my head is and shoulders are, and based on that, change the position and scale of the animation, which is all entirely possible to do, right? I've actually done code like this in the past. When I was working on stuff with Connect, and one of the things when I was doing early stuff with Connect, so we actually got it, I think before they had the more advanced skeletal stuff feedback that was coming back, and so we were looking at raw data coming back, and we were figuring out, where the body shapes were inside of those and making conclusions on that. So that's kind of where, that's kind of one of the things I might also do in the future is have this thing kind of follow me as I move around, which I think makes it look way more interesting and similarly impossible, right? It looks like I have live particle effects moving around my body is what it looks like. So kind of cool. All right, so over here in connection, change player health comes in here. So we are going both to active back game and front game. So those are the two different layers behind the players and in front. And we're calling change player health. Well, the front layer is where we want to be to do the shield. So we're going to go in here and take a look at this. So this is, we're in the Dragon Front game. We're doing a console log. We probably don't need that anymore. We can get rid of that. And then we're showing damage. So here's where we have to kind of figure out, okay, what's going on here? Is Fred in danger? So let's create a Boolean here. Maybe Fred is cool, like that. Set it equal to true. And then let's figure out for each player here. So we're going through, we've got the player ID. We need to figure out the player X, excuse me, of that. And I think there is a this.get player X. This tells me the X position of the player by their index. And so I'm going to throw in index 0 here. Let's see, player IDs. No. I think I needed this get player index. That's what I want of the player ID. So I've got the player ID coming in here like this of what is going to be, who's going to be damaged here. By the way, if Fred's damaged, he's not putting up his shield. So we're going to say if this player IDs is equal to, and somewhere out here I've got the player IDs of player Fred. There it is right there. Player Fred is 4. I kind of want to take and bring all of these over. These are all our players, and I want to bring these over into this space over here. And what do I need? I can't do constants here inside, so I can make these all read-only. And I think that works, and then we're going to make these a number. So we just got to keep these in sync. Let's do this. Keep these tacos engaged. Michael Jolly is here. Slightly delayed. Michael, welcome.
Michael Jolly is in the house.
Look out, Michael. Watch out for this. Oh, Michael, you got to steer around these. Welcome, Michael Jolly. Keep these in sync. Hope you're well today. Do you want to feed your ego? Says Surly Dev. Do I want to feed? I didn't get my fanfare. Yeah, I know. Things are. It looks like we're disconnected. I bet if we restart, we can get it. Here's your fanfare, buddy. Surly Dev.
Surly Dev is in the house.
Yeah, the staff is not bad. It's not bad. I'll show you what here. Let's show you what we've got here. The assets are looking pretty good. There's the staff here. Let's switch around. I think someone here's got a battle axe. Here, Fred's got a battle axe. Is this working? There's Fred's battle axe. Hold on, but it looks like the switching around is not happening of the. Oops, sorry. There we go. There's Fred's battle axe. So there's Fred's battle axe right there, and Ava has got a battle axe as well. Let's switch over to Ava, and then let's. So there's Ava's battle axe. No human being there yet behind it. But what's cool is, here's the battle axe with magic. We don't have any magic battle axes yet, but check it out. Kind of cool, right? And again, we have full color control on those things that are spinning around. So you can choose to have one of them, both of them, and the colors you want for those. So not hard to create some sort of magic kind of, effect there. Also notice her battle axe is bigger than Fred's battle axe. Fred's battle axe is a little bit smaller. We're just simply scaling up the image. So we're doing some scaling there. Fred's doesn't seem impressed. That's right. That sword would make a fine mess of your taco, wouldn't it? Says Surly Dev. That's right. Yeah, we could have done this on the taco. Ava's got a great sword. I could have popped that up just as the taco came by, and that would have done it. So in general, by the way, kids, I'm looking at making this show go live. If you want to follow and you're interested in Dungeons and Dragons, let's do this. Twitch.tv/ Dragon Humpers is the name of the show. I'm just typing that in there. You can go over there and follow if you're interested in that. The effects are looking pretty good. I think we're ready to go live like in mid-September. So that's what I think we are ready to do. So we're going to say Fred is, I'm going to change this to Fred is getting soaked like that. And no, wait. Fred is cool. I need one more that said Fred is targeted or it's taking damage. Like that. And we're going to say that that's equal to false. Like that. All right. So if this player ID is equal, we want to keep this in sync with, where were we over here? Where we are with this one. Main window dot XAML.cs. And then I can't do this now because we're running, but I want to put a comment in here as well. By the way, yeah, I'm trying to paste. Changes are not allowed. Request for the Visual Studio team. Let me put a comment in while we're doing edit and continue. That would be super cool. Okay, so so if this is equal to player.fred, Fred's taking damage. Then we're going to say Fred's taking damage is true. Like that. Then otherwise, we're going to go in and we're going to say we're going to get that player X. Let me do this. Let's create a new number here. Player X. And then we're going to set that equal to this. And actually, I want a big fat else here. And I want to do this in this else block, I think. So now we're going to get the X position, and we need to figure out how much damage is being taken. So show damage for player takes in a number that's going to be damage or health. So if it's plus, we're going up, and if it's negative, we're going down. So what we want to do here is we want to do something to the effect of, hey, look, if whoops, not that. I want to say if damage health is less than 0, so meaning we're taking damage, then we're going to come in here and we're going to work on this. What are these clips right here? Clever Aboriginal Sardine Mike Hoga. What's going on with the clip here? Is that a pro? What is this? This looks like me. What do we got? Is that a purple mustache?
What is this? Coder remark?
Let's turn down the sound on this. Instafluff is out over here. Violet Panda. Not that one. Is it the other one? That looks like me, man.
He seems like a grumpy boy. Like, not in a bad way. It just... He seems grumpy.
Seems grumpy. Could be me. Yeah, I could be me. Grumpy. That's awesome. That's so funny. It's my icon drawn by an artist on Twitch. Scroll up to see my earlier message. What did I miss? Oh, she was drawing. Oh, there it is, right there. After you rated Instafluff, I left my computer a while, went to collect my mom's car. When I came back, Instafluff had rated some artist I'd never heard before called Violet Panda, I think, right? Violet Panda. Cool. While she was drawing emotes, and she asked for people to put emotes in chat, so I put the CodeRushed mark emote in there, and she started drawing it. You can see it here. Very cool. All right, cool. All right. Yes, it is a purple mustache. Yeah, I seem a little grumpy. You need their sound on the first clip. Turn it up. It's safe for work. Okay, we'll go back to the first clip here. We'll take a look at it. Listen to that sound. See what she says.
What is this? Coder remark? Is that like a purple mustache and a blue beard? Is that what I'm looking at? I kind of love it.
Nice.
As someone who is a colorful hair fan myself, I totally love it.
Nice. Super sweet.
These are all awesome. I might do the guy with the... I might do CodeRushed mark. I'm really loving that right now. Okay. we're
Got
doing
it.
CodeRushed mark.
Nice. Thanks, Surly. Very cool. Very super fun. Cool. Speaking of which, I got to get stickers made for this. Yeah, I did get a kick from that, Surly Dev. I got to make stickers and hand them out because promoting is, a thing to do. I'm going to try and focus on the code for a bit. Stick my cough drop back in. Apologies in advance for any lower quality of audio because of the cough drop. All right, so I want to find out how close they are. That's one of the things. I also need to find out if we're going to splatter in our direction or not. And that's tricky to figure out. I think we need to... Yeah, I think we need to return from show damage for player whether we are splattering left or right. I think. Let's do that. Let's create a splatter direction, enum, so at least that's clear what we're returning from here. And we're going to say left or right, like that. Okay, cool. And let's see where we are returning. So all of the splatter effects go to the right unless we flip horizontally. And we're not, yeah. So we're just going to do this. We're going to say return, no, if flip horizontally, that means we're splattering left. Then we're going to say return splatter direction dot left. Otherwise, we're going to say splatter direction dot right, like this. Shirley Deb's got to head off and drive home. Shirley Deb, we'll see you later. Get me a sticker of the head, and I promise to stick one on my work laptop. All right. On the underneath of the keyboard. Yeah, no, that's where I'd put it to. I think it's totally fair. Cool. So Shirley Deb, see you later, buddy. Well, Bennett says, put it between the power cord and the socket so you can blame Mark for destroying your work computer. Got it. Will Bennett didn't get his fanfare either. Sorry about that, man. The fanfare wasn't working here. Let's give Will Bennett we'll manually give him his fanfare here. Boom.
Will Bennett is in the house.
He learned binary digits is bits. So he believes trinary digits to be family show dragon numbers. What? Okay. All right. Well, there he is. He's there. He's here, Will Bennett. Thanks so much for being in here. A sticker of dynamite, Michael Jolly, is... there we go. You can sleep better now. Yeah, sorry about that. Sometimes they're not working, and I don't find out till after I've started the show that somehow the connection is not there. I think what I needed is a restart of OBS to make that work. And I think I want one more here. So here, if damage is less than 0, we're in this block, and then down here, I want to actually add one more here that says none, just so that there's no splatter here at all. And we're going to say none. So now we've got splatter direction, show damage for player. And now what we need to do is find out if we're going to the left or not. And we need to know how much it's going. And how far away they are. Because if they're far away and it's just a little bit, then we don't need to worry about anything on that. Let's change the...
Merkin Bushwhacker.
Let's do something like that. Get back over here. I'm going to manually change over to this view. Close the scroll down. So we can see that. Copper Beardy says Halloween here already. Sticker on my head. Wouldn't people be blinded by the shine? Yeah. You and me both, Michael Jolly, buddy. By the way, I feel like I know you already, Michael, and yet I don't think we've actually met. So I'm actually looking forward to meeting you. Are you going to TwitchCon, by the way? Because I will be there. I think it's in October is when I think it is. I need to check all that. But yeah. All right, so let's see. We're going to get the player X. We're going to get that. We are going to... and we really only need to come in here if Fred is not taking damage. We only need to be in there for that. Am I taking my wife? No, I don't think I am. That's actually my wife, Sex Positive, asking the question. He took you to Vegas so he could go to TwitchCon alone. Uh-oh. This is not going to end well, guys. This is not a conversation we need to have in the chat room. Because you should. All right. Fine. Let me just commit to that in text right there. We'll look into it. I will... I didn't get a great hotel, honey pie, because it was just me. We'll take a look. But I suppose I could cancel my existing hotel and rebook another one. But that was one of the things with TwitchCon is like all the hotels were booked. So I got one a little further away. Sex Positive says, shut it, Michael Jolly. Episode 155, marriage counseling. Sex Positive says she took me to Vegas. Kind of true. Kind of true. Pretty much totally true. How do I get rid of this? What do I do to get rid of this? I think if I switch to another player. No. Oh, there we go. And then now we can close this down. We got rid of the special effects on front. Fred's still here on the side watching us code. That's okay. Will Bennett says Mark to Sex Positive, you'd be bored. I'm trying to spare you, babe. Honest. I don't know. She might like it. The thing is, at TwitchCon, I am the oldest guy there. I look incredibly out of place. Everybody at TwitchCon is like, below 20, below 30 for sure, right? Everybody there is. I am flat out the oldest guy there. First time I was there last year, I was like, what is going on? I think I have aged, and I didn't realize that. I should check the mirror. And but you know what? I'm totally fine and happy with it. I'm loving actually what we do here. I love dog fooding CodeRushed here every day, and or at least the 3 days a week that we do it. And the stuff we're doing is kind of cool. We're making some beautiful stuff. So, and I'm looking forward to hanging out with other folks at TwitchCon. So yeah, yeah. Sex Positive says spammy. Joe Fish 90 now following. Thanks, Joe Fish, for that follow. Michael Jelly says, I never realized how old I am until I go to events like that. Michael, you are so young compared to me, buddy. You were like, you were like in your prime. But yeah, I had those moments. I was like, whoa. All right, let's see if we can write at least one more line of code in the next like 3 minutes here. So let's see. We're getting the player X. That's going to be cool. We need to find the direction as well. And now I've decided I want to take this down and move it down here. And right up here, I want to get the result of this damage for player, which is this splatter direction right here. So let's go back over here, and we're going to say let splatter direction of type splatter direction equal to this. So now we're going down here. Else, if Fred is taking damage and player damage health is less than 0, or if we're not taking damage, and now our new splatter direction is equal to splatter direction dot left, because Fred is always to the left of everybody. So the splatter direction is moving to the left. Now we need to kind of get a sense of how far away it is and how much the damage is, I suppose. Well, if the damage health is full screen, so basically if, in fact, if we go into show damage player, which is just right below us, right here, we have a full screen damage threshold here of 15. So if it's over 15, we go full screen. So what I want to do here is take all of these and move them out. And I think I'm going to move them all the way out of the class because they're uniquely named enough. I'm going to put them right here. And I know this may make you a little nervous if I'm doing this, but I just wanted to do this so I didn't have the... And you know what? As soon as I do it, and I do it the way that makes me uncomfortable, I'm going to come in and change it. So we're going to go ahead and change this. It's going to take a moment to do this. I'm using the CodeRushed template RO to get the read-only here real fast. And now I need to go find these and add this in front of these pieces right here. So it's going to be this. So yeah, the reason I was incentivized to do it the kind of wrong way, more global way, was because I didn't want to do this step that I'm doing right now. Looks like, did I really get them all? Those are all the underlines I see. Cool. Cool. Let's just double check that. Okay, those right there. Let's go back up here, do the same with the heavy. Good. Go back up and do the same with medium. Good. Okay, cool. We're totally cool. So now we want to look to see if the absolute damage right here, we can do something like this. This code right here is going to work really well right up in here. So we're going to say, we know that damage at this point is less than 0. So the absolute damage is going to be the negative of that. And so if it is greater than heavy damage threshold, I'm going to say even medium damage threshold. If it's heavier than medium damage threshold, right, which means it's a medium piece. Oh, wait, no, let's go back to heavy. If it's heavy, greater than heavy, then I'm going to say, yep, Fred is taking damage. That's equal to true. Okay, like that. Otherwise, we're going to come in here, we're going to do a little more calculations. We're going to say if it's greater than the medium damage threshold, like that, then we got to figure out how far away they are. And Fred is, I don't know, he's about 100 out. I'm going to say if it's a medium damage and it's, I'm going to say we're about 1920 across, so that's about 800 from me to Fred, I think. So I'm going to say if player X, and we're going to the left, if player X, that's the X position of the player, is less than 800, then we're going to say Fred is taking damage. Like that. And so we set Fred is taking damage to true through this. And are we going to say... Maybe we don't need a Fred at school anymore. All right, fine. Then we're going to come down here and we're saying, hey, if Fred is taking damage, then we want to raise shield. Like that. And is Fred taking damage declared? Where's that declared? Right out there? Okay, cool. And it feels like that's going to work. I don't know. Feels like it's going to work. We'll see. Now we'll come down here. We'll declare that function, raise shield. And now we got to actually raise the shield. Well, how do we do that? We got to take those assets and bring them in. We're using our game engine that we built on the show. So we're like at episode 155, I think. We have built a pretty cool game engine, right? It's doing all of these special effects. It's playing the fire over here on the side. So let's go in and let's add a new resource here. And I'll just base it on the dense smoke right here. This is going to be the shield. And we'll just use tap to next reference on this. Hold on a second. I missed a couple things in the chat room here. Michael Jolly says, speaking of Prime, you can subscribe to CodeRushed for free with your Amazon Prime membership. Oh, thanks for elite segue skills. Yeah, I like that, Michael Jolly. You're so much better than me. So in like just about every way I can think of. Maybe I'm not in ways we haven't compared yet, I'm not sure about, but in everything I've seen, man, you're kicking butt. Geniscu7, primetime D&D events. Yeah. Coding Gorilla says, isn't the Fred is taking damage redundant in that if? Oh, you might be right. Let's go look at that. Where were we? Let's go back. Let's drop a marker where we are. Let's go jump back. There it is. No, it's not redundant. Glad you asked. It is not, because we're in a for loop going through multiple players who could be all taking damage. Okay? And that's why we have to, it's not at all redundant, because the first time it could be Fred, the next time it may not be, and we'll be down in this block right here. But if we've already decided that Fred is taking damage, then we don't need to go in here, right here. But if he's not taking damage, we should come in and check. So it's not redundant. It essentially, we could take it out, arguably, and the code would be no different, detectably no different, but it would be slightly more efficient. But I like to write code that's efficient because it also kind of explains itself, I think. At least that's the intention of this, right? The intention is that we're only in here if, we're only going to do this code here if Fred's not taking damage. Okay. Coding Gorilla says, got it. Thumbs up over there. Well, Bennett, there's a trick you can use to not have to specify this. It's not as effective when you are not using modules, though. Fred's going to be taking damage if he keeps obscuring the code. Move your head, Fred. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let's just do this. We'll scroll up a little bit right here. Thanks for that. Okay, so we got raised shield. Let's go back to where we were over here. We were in dense smoke. Let's just select that block, use CodeRushed to duplicate it. We're going to call this the shield. And we are going to go get that in, I think it's in weapons.shield. Let's go double check. Right there, weapons shield. So that's where we're going to load it from. We need to know how many frames of animation it is. It is, let's raise that up a bit. It's that's 87, so it's one more plus that. It's 88 because we start with 0. So it's got 88 frames of animation. We're going to run it 30 frames a second, sequential, and then it's over. When we sequential animation, once it plays, it's gone. So we take it out of the memory and it's no longer used here. Let's see what else we need to do. We need to set its origin X and Y, and let's do that. And the origin X and Y, to figure that out, we are going to have to open it up. But, oh, here's actually Are these two really similar? This is a screenshot I used earlier when I was figuring out the position of this thing. Not quite the same, but here's Fred. Let's copy this one, paste it over here, make this slightly transparent, line them up. Sweet. Here's the origin right here. I want the origin to be that spot right there because that's the center bottom of Fred. So what is that? That's 75, 472 is what I'm seeing in the... so let's do the... Wait, where are we? Shield. 75. And then I think I said 472. Like that. So that's the origin for the shield. And let's go continue. We'll see where else. Dense smoke is here. So these are the effects are added here. Blood effects, all effects. I think I'm just going to do it as in all effects for now. Or wait, do we have something else? Do we have a weapons? I think we have a weapons, but I think it's inherited. Let's see if we do. Dot all weapons, wind up effects. I'm okay there, I think. This dot shield. So the wind up effects are going to be drawn automatically in the background. Test rainbow not working, Will Bennett. I'm going to restart here in a second and we'll get things reconnected here and that should fix everything. So we've got the wind up effects there. Those are drawn automatically for us and I'm pretty sure they're drawn on top after everything else. Let's go take a look at that. It's in the back game. Load weapon, where is it? Update screen. Wind up effects are drawn there. And yeah, so that's all good. Wind up effects are drawn last is what it looks like to me. Oh wait, hold on. Let's go get out to Dragon front game. We call ancestor, then we draw the time over it. So yeah, I think we're good. Everything else is going to be okay. No, it looks like the bot is not there. I'm gonna refresh and restart in a little bit, and that should recover and get the bot back. So you'll be able to control things from the chat room here. Okay, shield. That's the last thing we have to do. Is we have to create a new instance of the shield. Excuse me, kids. There. There's my shield. Raise shield. So now we want to do something to the effect of this dot shield dot add. Okay. We're going to say, I think Fred's about, I think it's about 120 in. I'm just going to add this right now. I'm going to hard code it. He's at 1080 down. And wait, I'm going to do this. This dot get player X. And that takes a player index. A player index is going to be 0 because that's the first player, Fred. And I think that's all I need. And that'll raise the shield. Let's try it out. I'm going to refresh the cache of the front game. We'll send over the player data. Okay. And we'll do some damage. We'll inflict some damage. Let's switch over to my player and inflict 22 damage. Okay, so something didn't work. I think we got an exception in there. So what I want to do instead is, oh, did I fail to get the shields and get all those? Yeah, that's right. I was going to do that. Let's save this for after the show. I want to optimize all of these, so we'll do this. We'll save that for later. Where do I want to go? I want to go here. And let's get our dragon front overlay. See what our exception is. I'm pretty sure that's what we're dealing with. Bring up the console. Shield. Why is it trying to find shield of 0? Oh, I know what I missed. There it is right there. This is a true. Try refresh on that. I bet that solves it. Okay, so that's probably that's probably at least one of the problems. Uh-oh. Still not finding it. Oh, shield. Weapons, shield/shield. Getting closer, I think. Let's try that in a refresh. Okay, better. Better. Send over the player data. Now switch to me. Inflict some damage. Ooh, nice. Okay. Except we got a lot of shields showing up. Why did I get multiple shields? I got 2 calls to change player health from connection.ts. Let's figure that out. That's why that's also related to the double blood flow thing that we're seeing here. So let's look at this. Let's go to connection.ts. See what's happening here. So this is being called twice. Because we're getting 2 console log messages right in here. Okay, this code looks good. I think, are we really sending it twice? Let's go look up in our main window. No, change player health. What do we got here? Change player health in Hubtastic base station. Well, apply damage health player.change. So what's been going on? Maybe we are calling it twice. Set a breakpoint here and look at the call stack when I come in. I'm going to click the button to inflict the damage. Okay, here's one. What's our call stack? Apply damage health change. We're coming from here, which is we're linked out from the Dungeon Master app. Okay, run it, and here's a second call. I think the problem is here. Yeah, I think we need to kill this. That's what I think we need to kill. Right there. Are we calling this from anywhere else? Oh, yeah. Hold on. No, not there, I think. I think instead, here. Let's try that. Let's run it again. What? Active statement. Okay, fine. Let's do that. Set a breakpoint here. Run. Now we no longer have the active statement. Let's comment those out and run. Okay. Now let's see what's going on here. Let's refresh the live stream here and see what it looks like. Okay, there's the refresh. Send the player data over. Data's been received. Now let's inflict the damage. Oh, we got a breakpoint. Just clear that and run. Okay, I heard the sound effect. Didn't see anything though. Try again. There we go. Look at that. Nice. He's coming. It's coming up too fast though. Let's keep doing it until it goes to the other side. Oh, whoa, that's going right. That shouldn't have gone up at all. Dragon Front game, what's going on with you? Joe Fish 90 says, looks really good. Yeah, it's not bad. I want it to be, I think it's going to be funnier if he's a little slower to bring it up. Just as it's coming down, he kind of is like, he brings it up. So that's kind of what we're looking for. But let's look at the code. Why is it, when we're going right, why is it going not the way I'm expecting it to go? Splatter direction is left. So I don't even get that. That doesn't make sense to me. All of these are ANDed. So that means show damage for player. Is this really true? If flip horizontally, this doesn't look, this totally looks like this should work. I don't understand why the code's not working. Let's watch it some more and see if the behavior is consistent. Oh, and even when Fred takes damage, hold on. I think the problem is not here. I think it could be Fred is taking damage. Where are we setting it to true is the question. All right, let's set a breakpoint. Let's get a couple breakpoints in here. Oh. I know what I did wrong. All right, hold on. Fred is cool. I remember what it is. This is why I was using the wrong one down here. So Fred is taking damage there. Here, we want to say Fred is cool is now equal to false in these two places. Like this here and this here. So Fred is, cool is there. So if Fred is not taking damage and Fred is not cool, then we're going to raise the shield. So maybe Fred is cool. Fred is. Maybe let's rephrase this to Fred is getting hit by blood, and we're going to invert this Boolean here, turn that to true, and turn it. Fred is getting hit by, make that false, but turn these to true. There and here. Fred's not taking damage, and Fred is getting hit by blood. That's better. So we got that. Let's go refresh. I think that's going to fix this. Refresh the front overlay. Let's initialize the player data. Let's switch over to me. Let's inflict some damage. That should have done it. Why didn't that work? All right, let's refresh and step through the code. I feel like I'm close. So refreshing here. Joe Fish 90 says, I guess this is rendered to a web interface with transparency key. Yeah, that's essentially right. We're just actually, there's no transparency key. We're just, drawing out on a canvas is what we're doing. Here, let me hide the scroll so we can see what's going on here. And let's set our breakpoint right here. Or I don't know, maybe they're better. And let's inflict some damage, see if we hit the breakpoint. Okay. So splatter direction is 2, which is, I think, wait, is that right? That's to the right? Yeah, that's to the right, 0, 1, 2. So that's to the right. So we should see no. Fred is taking damage. What? I is 0. Player IDs is 4. Maybe I didn't switch it to the right. Let's run it a second. Hold on. Let me run it. And let me make sure I've switched. And actually, let's send the player data over one more time. Yeah, there we go. I hadn't sent the. All right. Now let's inflict the damage and see what the breakpoint does. Okay. So now here's splatter direction is 2, which means to the right, which means we should never ever get into here. And we're done. No raising shield. Okay, so that's good. I wonder if it just didn't refresh, if the code's actually good. Let's just see if we get that breakpoint right there. Let's inflict some more damage. That we should have hit the breakpoint. Why didn't we get that? Let's do this. Let's do a console.log. Wait, I've got a CodeRushed template that's going to make this easier and faster. Whoops, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do splatter direction. Like that. Okay, let's clear the breakpoint a second. Refresh out here. Look at our splatter direction. Bring up console log. Come on. The only thing I don't like about Chrome is when I click on console while it's refreshing, it'll go over and switch to another page after I've clicked it. I'm like, really? You think that's what I want? All right, so let's see here. So there's Fred. Let me hide the scroll so we can see what's going on behind it. And let's inflict the damage. Splatter direction is 1. I didn't even see the splatter. There we go. Splatter direction is 2. That's to the right. 2 to the left. Good. Okay, so splatter direction is correct coming back. Let's do this. There's a problem with the player IDs. That doesn't make sense to me at all, but let's try it. Console log. Fred is taking damage. Refresh. Initialize player data. Inflict the damage. Fred's taking damage. Fred is not taking damage. All right, let's set a breakpoint here. Take a look at the player IDs. It's like the player IDs in this are wrong, being sent over incorrectly here. It's definitely got the value of 4. Interesting. So let's go out to the C# side of things and see what's going on here. What's going on here? Let's set a breakpoint here. All right, let's click inflict damage. Get to our breakpoint. What is happening here? So player ID is 2. That's the one I'm expecting it to be because I'm. If we look on the the tabs, I'm the 0, 1, 2, the third one over. So that should be correct. Get player. If we do that call on that player, is that correct? Is it going to be me? Let's double check that. Scroll down here somewhere. There's the name. Yep, that's my character right there. And I think if we scroll a little further, we'll see my player ID is 2. Okay. So player.changeHealth. We're calling it there. The player ID is 2. Player data changed. Change player health is here. Damage health change. And it's got a 2 here. What is going on with this? Player IDs, it's got a 2. Okay. So run it. Am I going to get to my breakpoint in the other location here? Set a breakpoint here and run. Here now I'm at player health DTO. Player IDs, that's a 2, is what it is. So there's my player health. What? I don't get it. Hold on. Why did it think Fred was getting... Oh, there it is, kids. That's my problem. 1 equal sign. All right. Let's run it. So the logic was good. It was small. I bet this works. Click on console a few more times till it finally gets over. All right. There it is. Let's go in, send the player data over. Switch. Inflict the damage. Got a breakpoint. Let's clear it and just run. Okay. That went to Fred, but now Fred didn't raise his shield. Let's figure out why Fred's not raising his shield. Set a breakpoint there. And inflict some more damage. All right. Damage health is definitely less. Splatter direction is in the right direction, so we should be in here. All right, so 22. If it is there, Fred is getting hit by blood is true. Where am I? I hit F10, but I don't see where I am. Well, I'm back up here, okay? And now, we should be in here to raise shield. Oh, and the shield goes up this time. Wait, is it working and I'm just not seeing it? Is that the problem? Let's try it again. Inflict damage. No shield. Shield. No shield. Shield. Okay. There's some shield right there. Let's change the amount of damage. Let's drop damage down to like 5. So it's smaller amount of damage here. Let's see what happens. No shield at all. Nice. Let's do 10. Oh, I want the shield there. I think I'm too far away. Let's change it to lady and inflict the damage. There. So it does come up if it's right next to him. That's pretty good. I think I want to change that 800 to like a 900 or something right there. I want to change this to maybe, let's make it 900 like that. So it does, and let's refresh. In fact, let's refresh on the live stream, and we'll do it on the live stream so we can see it live. See how it looks. All right. So refresh and change players, inflict some damage. There we go. Nice. Nice. Yeah, maybe we get some blood stains on that. We got 2 shields showing up here. I think what we do is we only add a shield if it's got no others in it. So I think the code, we want to change this to if shield dot sprites dot length is equal to 0, then we can add. Otherwise, if we've already got an animation going, we're not going to add a second one. So let's refresh and see if that prevents us from having 2. All right, so here we go. Here's the damage. Okay, do it again because it's delay loading the sprites. There we go. And now let's do a couple. Nice. So it doesn't add multiple shields now. Next, I want to delay it. I want that thing to go up about, I want him to have, I want it to look like he doesn't quite have a sense it's coming at him. He's a little slow. So that's what gets the funny, I think. So we want to, I think we can do something like this. It is, what is it, set timer? Timeout? And there's my handler. And the timeout is going to be, I think, about 600 milliseconds. And I'm trying to figure out how we get the... oh, it's here. It's here. We can do a bind call, right? So we can bind the this in like that. Because we have the this references here inside. So I'm pretty sure that's what we need to do. So that's going to give us a 600 millisecond delay. Let's see how that looks. Is it saved? It's saved. Refresh. Player. Switch. Hide the scroll. Inflict the damage. Hold on, it's loading. Just a second. There we go. Okay. You should be able to pass this as a third parameter. I looked for it. I didn't see it. Well, it was an argument, but I wasn't. Was that going to be an argument here? I don't know. I kind of like this better. So, yeah, let's see. I feel like the shield's coming up too fast, but that's like the animation. We need to change that. Oh, that was nice. Okay, so let's change this to like about 800. Make it even slower. And let's refresh and take a look at that. Bind is creating a new object every time. Is that a problem? I'm not worried about that, is it? I guess I'm not worried because I don't know if I should worry about that or not. If you got a link for me as something to look up on that, I will do that. All right, let's inflict some damage here. Okay, I think that might be good. It's delay loading here. The sprites. Oh yeah, that's feeling pretty good. So yeah, what I like about this, yeah, that's hot. What I like, what I like about this, talking about efficiency earlier. Yeah, no, I'm with you, but I'm only doing this like, you know, I assume it goes like this, right? I create a new object, it plays, you know, for the call, and then everything gets magically cleaned up when it's done. That's my assumption because I'm assuming the language is built, you know, in a good, efficient way that it's going to do that and take care of that for me. All right, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I love that. I love it coming up afterwards. And yeah, I think it works. I think it makes Fred look a little more realistic. I want to move it a little bit to the left, which means I need to take my shield and change its origin X and move it over to the right. So it's over to the right. So I'm going to move it over to like 95. That'll move it 20 pixels over to the left, I believe. Let's do a refresh on that and see how that looks. Refresh. Because I'm not quite believing that he's lifting the shield up. All right, here comes the damage. It's delay loading the blood, so we may see... There we go. And delay loading the shield, too, as well. Let's see how that looks again. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I think it's pretty believable. You don't see his shoulder moving that much on the way down. And I could kind of add a shoulder animation in there, but I think it's not bad. I think I'm going to cut 100 milliseconds off of that for the shield. Take it to 7. And I'm going to call that done. Let's refresh one more time and we'll look at it. All right, there's the refresh. Did I get the data? Yeah, hold on. Let's just get these loads up. So take the hit. Look at all these to the right. There's one to the left. Yeah, nice. Is it too high? Hold on. Excuse me. I'm going to drop it down by 10 pixels. Move that origin up a bit. And maybe a little more than that. Let's make it like 57. And let's refresh. Oh, move him down to the left so it looks like he's ducking. Well, shoulders probably need to move. Well, that's the trick here, is that Fred is an AVI that's just on loop. And so any shoulder movement, there's really no shoulder movement here. It's just, there's very little. There's a little bit of breathing, that sort of thing. But I want the loop to continue. And then I want things in front of Fred, like, you know, the hands to kind of come up like this or whatever, you know, thumbs up, thumbs down, that kind of thing to give him more sense of life, and the shield to be things that can work independently of the AVI in the background. So let's try this again. Whoops. Let's send the player data over. And now let's inflict the damage. Yeah. Yeah. It's not bad. Yeah, I think it's just a little bit of funny, a little bit of comedy right here for when, you know, he doesn't win that at the right time. I'm going to actually move the shield even lower. Let's make it 45 like that, and then I think we're going to call it done for sure. And I think I'm going to end the show because my throat is just a little bit sore, and I should probably chill out a little bit today. Let's switch. Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking about having the shield cast a shadow too. It's a little tricky to do though, over just Fred and not the background. But but I think it's fun. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be fun for the show. Just a small little thing that happens because we're not taking damage all the time. Just when we're in combat. Let's drop the damage down to 5 and inflict the damage. There's some goes over to him, but he doesn't do anything there. Take it up to 22. Boom, and he's up. Nice. I like it. Yeah. Fred doesn't want to get hit by blood. I like it. Codebase Alpha says, hey there, everybody. Hey, welcome, Codebase Alpha. All right, who's out there? Honest Dan looks like he's streaming. Nick Larson. Let's go take a look at Nick Larson. What's he doing? What is going on? He's got some left brain trait, right brain trait stuff going on up here. What is he doing? You finished? Shoot. Yeah, I think I'm wrapping up. I'm a little bit sick today, and so I'm like, that's kind of interesting. There's a Nick. What about Honest Dan? Games, how's he looking over there? That looks a little more interesting to me. I'm going to send you over there to Honest Dan. We'll, and we will say goodbye to you guys. We'll see you next week. Next week, I expect is going to be a harder working week than this one. And And I want to say thanks to everybody. Jetsam, thanks so much for being with us. Joe Fish 90, welcome and thank you. Coding Gorilla, thanks for being with us. Will Bennett, as usual. Codebase Alpha. Who else have I not? Michael Jolly, of course. Thanks so much. And Surly Dev, belated thanks to you, or I guess, in your absence, thanks. And we will see you guys